We've got more action now from the National Landlord and Investment Show here at Olympia in London. We've come to the Shawbrook Bank stand and I'm delighted to be joined by Gavin Seaholme of Shawbrook. Gavin, great day for landlords to come out, meet new suppliers and products and services, and for you, a great way to interact with landlords.
Yeah, very much so. Obviously, you mentioned the fact that they're 5 years in now at the show here. We've supported them from the off. They've put on a great show. We've seen the sort of growth in this show as well. And you sort of see the changes in the environment here, how education is becoming more prevalent to the forefront and so on. Clients are looking for that advice, tax, be it regards to what lending sort of solutions there are out there. A lot of brokers here offering that as well, and we're delighted to be here as always.
I know that Shawbrook places a significant emphasis on education with your YouTube channel, your case studies, and I think landlords, the feedback that we get from landlords is they appreciate how accessible you are.
Yes, I think it's key to obviously educating the investors because they are our client at the end of the day, and we want this to be a sustainable model for them and a strategy that has got a lifetime to work with. And in presentations today, myself included, there's been a lot of education out there, and I think it's key. The environment does change. You know, there's been a lot of change in the last few years, and landlords are having to adapt to that, become more professional, and any content and support we can offer in that marketplace is key to our success as well.
Absolutely. We are seeing a trend obviously towards limited company mortgages. Is that something that you're seeing at Shawbrook? Yeah,
we've always lent to limited companies, but we've seen an uplift in the last 12-18 months significantly. Again, parts of the strategy that landlords are looking at, I think they are having to consider that, whether it's a limited company, SPV, whatever structure they do it, but more and more landlords are looking at that structure. But again, it's about advice and making sure you've got the right structure in place, because you can set a limited company up, you can have the right SIC codes, etc., but you have to look at ways of how you're going to grow that company, and is property going to be part of that company portfolio going forward as well. So you need to look at all the areas that are involved in that.
And obviously you work very closely with broker partners, and I think we both agree that the broker is really more vital than ever now, because they've got to place the landlord with the right lender for their circumstances, and you know that's even becoming more challenging now, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. We've touched on this previously, and we were lucky we're joined with Atom today, All Types of Mortgages, one of our strategic partners. And you know, just the simple sort of vanilla, or what we'd call buy-to-let space, has over 2,000 products there. The short-term loan bridging market has over 400 lenders. I think some statistics came out recently. 73% of investment mortgages are arranged via an intermediary now. So it shows you that they're key to that sort of part of that whole strategy. So I think we look at it as well as maybe getting yourself surrounded with the right team as a property investor. So, you know, the right sort of advice from a tax point of view, the right advice from a sort of lending opportunity and advice there, and also the right sort of lender to buddy up with and sort of look for solutions as well, because, you know, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Everyone is different in this space.
Indeed. What sort of trends are you seeing in terms of landlord strategies? Obviously, because of Section 24, landlords are looking at ways to achieve higher yields. Some are going up north, some are considering HMOs. There's quite a lot to consider, really, isn't there, before deciding which way to jump?
Yeah, there's the strategy again is key, and that's going to sort of, you have to look at how you're going to get higher yielding properties because of Section 24. Now, whether that's multi-units, do you build to rent? So do you create the actual property? So would you buy a property and turn it into 4 flats, for example? Would you look at HMOs? Would you look at maybe flipping and selling? You know, there's that sort of stuff. There's all these sort of different areas that property investors are looking at. The sort of south is squeezed on yield. We're all aware of that who are involved in the market. We are seeing a further growth out into sort of different areas, sort of Birmingham upwards, across to sort of northeast, northwest, all that sort of areas. And it's key as well, because it's strategy. Are you after yield, or are you after appreciation in the asset growth, or are you after both? And that's again that whole strategy play. Is it cash flow, or is it a long-term play for appreciation as well? So-called pension pot.
Absolutely. Now, Shawbrook have regional managers and business development managers, don't you? And I think they're a great resource to landlords as well, because they have local knowledge.
Yeah, correct. So we do a lot of events. We attend a lot of PIN meetings, for example, lots of property meetings. We try and drive our own networking meetings as well. It's also, again, we have to surround ourselves with the right team. So we look for intelligent knowledge from surveyors, valuers, etc., solicitors, accountants. So we buddy up with the right people as well. And being able to have local knowledge to the area that you sort of cover for the bank is key to our success as well. And also it helps a landlord understand what the situation is, because there is hot spots. There is areas that may be flooded and so on. There may be areas with Article 4 coming into play, mandatory licensing for HMOs. So having intel and knowledge in them areas is key to your strategy as well.
So just as we're going to close out here, Gavin, obviously you're talking to landlords day in, day out. Are they feeling optimistic? Are they feeling challenged? Are they seeing opportunity? Because whenever there is challenges in a marketplace, there's always opportunities and angles if you look hard enough.
Yeah, correct. There's always opportunity. And the landscape is changing. Our landlords keeping still. We held a yearly sort of barometer client survey, and we get some great feedback from that. And I think 43% have said they're going to continue to invest, which is interesting. Another interesting thing was 53% are now aware of the fact of the changes with Section 24. I think if you'd have said that probably 18 months ago, it was probably around the 30% mark. So it just shows you that education and people understanding the market and so on. But again, it's just making sure that landlords are aware of what is changing, and it is, the sands shift all the time. Regulation, be it for the banks or be it for tax reasons, etc., stamp duty and so on. And who knows, there's mandatory licensing coming into play pretty much in October from a HMO perspective. So there's lots of differences and different changes. So it's an interesting marketplace. But again, where there's always challenges, like you say, there's always opportunity.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much for joining me here at the National Landlord and Investment Show. And on behalf of the show, thank you to Shawbrook for your support of the event and landlord education and the wider landlord community, because you're a very big supporter of that and it is appreciated by everybody.
No problem. Thanks a lot.